Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Ah, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Do the peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly.
Hi, I'm Whitney Rivnes, part of the PR class at PSU Theater for the Theater Department, and I'm here to promote the show, The Servant of Two Masters, directed by Jessica Wallenfeld. Here today is Katelyn Lewis. She is the lead in The Servant of Two Masters. She plays Truffaldina. So welcome, Katelyn.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit about Servant of Two Masters?
Yes, I can. The Servant of Two Masters, written by Goldoni way back then in the 1700s, is an incredible, farcical, silly comedy. And that's really the base of it all. It's a love story. The story gets confused. There's mistaken identity. There's romance. There's a little bit of sexiness. There's some acrobatic work in this show. It's pretty much ridiculous, and it's pretty much amazing. We're doing an adapted version of The Servant of Two Masters. It was adapted by the Oregon Shakespeare Festival in 2009 and made a little bit more modern in the language specifically. It's a blend between classical language and modern language. It's really interesting. It's a little hard to memorize, but it's really fun to play. It's also been, we put in a little bit of modern flair into it a little bit more. Our dress is a little bit modern, as well as the language. Some of our jokes are pretty modern, which is a lot of fun. And the show is really silly. It's really silly, and it's bigger than life. And I think the most unique part about this show is that it's commedia dell'arte, which is a style of comedy. It's physical comedy, so it's bigger than life. So everything is this big all the time. A really good way to put it into context for modern viewers, I guess, would be Three Stooges, Looney Tunes, the whole like, whoa, boom, 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 boom. That whole thing is very commedia, double takes, everything like that. And so it's a lot of physical comedy, almost slapstick, but on the more highbrow scale of slapstick, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So who is Truffaldina?
Truffaldina is a hot mess in a lot of ways. She is the servant in this show. She takes a lot of pride in being the best servant in the world. She is always hungry. Truffaldina is always hungry. In commedia, we have something called the motor, which is whatever drives our particular characters. Like for the lovers, it's getting to be with their loved one, the person that they love. For Truffaldina, it's being hungry. And honestly, she's hungry for two things in her world. It's food and attention. And so whenever she encounters someone, the first thing she thinks about is, how do I get either food or attention from this person? It's like a laser. She's like, done, analyze, next person, analyze, next person, analyze. She's quick, she's clever, but in a kind of stupid way. So she makes a lot of mistakes, a lot, but she makes it work in her favor all the time. There's a lot of reference to being hungry for food. Everything is about getting food, and I think that's where a lot of pride in being the best servant in the world comes from, is because she's trying to get money so that she can feed herself. She's also incredibly ambitious, so with regards to attention, she wants attention from everyone, and so we'll make really stupid jokes to get that attention, also romantic attention, but she wants to marry up in the world, so she can have more money, so she can buy more food, so she can eat, because she's always hungry.
So you mentioned a little bit that how it was an adaptation. Can you talk a little bit about that more and how it fits Portland and PSU?
Yeah, absolutely. Part of this play and part of the modernization of it is that it is a play within a play. I play a student playing Truffaldina, and I play Truffaldina, if that makes any sense. So it starts off as we're working an opening moment of a play as students, as actors. And this was originally adapted, like I said, by Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and it was adapted to fit Ashland and the streets and theaters within Ashland. So we took that and adapted it to PSU and to Portland. We mentioned Main Street, we mentioned Market Street, we mentioned the Cheerful Tortoise, the downtown bar on campus. We talk about props and costumes from past shows. Specifically for this one, it would be Othello. So we use a lot of the costumes from Othello. We some of the props as well. We reference Portland Center Stage at one point in this. And because we have to reuse costumes and everything like that, it's a big comment on the recession that's going on. Huge comment on that and how budgets are being cut and how we have to make do with what we have. And it really ties into my favorite line in the entire show, which is, it doesn't cost a dime to make somebody laugh.
Very true. Mm-hmm. I think that's so great because it's really true, like, budgets are getting cut, especially to the art department. So it's very, very true to at home for us. What would you say that the audience should expect before coming in and watching?
I think they should expect to be able to let go of stress and let go of anything going on in the world, set it aside, and just settle in to enjoy a ridiculous show. It's so silly, it's so off the wall, it's so much fun, and it's really amazing ensemble work. The people I work with in the show are so brilliant and so good. They're so much fun to work with. They've really taken their characters to heart. They've worked so hard on these characters and this physicality and bringing the show to life. And really, honestly, who we have to thank for that is the director, Jessica. It's been so amazing working with her because she is a guest director. And so to have her come in and teach us all about commedia and teach us about the physicality and physcom and everything like that has been amazing because she created this environment where I felt completely safe. I felt completely safe and I could trust her. So I would do whatever I wanted on stage. I would just go out and throw random stuff on the stage and she would tell me if it was too much and she would tell me if it was too little. She would tell me if she liked it or if she didn't, which is an incredible gift as an actor. Because it's really tough to work with directors who just don't give you that. And so a lot of the stuff that I found within this character, all of this really silly things that I do, were through that development of trust and feedback from my director.
So you would say that this character fits you as a person in everyday life?
There's a lot of Katelyn in Truffaldina and a lot of Truffaldina and Katelyn. I'm a silly person. And I do really like food. I really like food. And I like talking to people. And as this character, I talk to the audience a lot. We are right up in the audience, especially with this set. And so it's very easy for me to go up and talk to random strangers. And I'm really comfortable with that through my experience with improv. Zach Marsh and I, one of the characters in the show, are both a member of a comedy troupe called Blank Slate that performs here in Portland. And through that improv, it's made me more comfortable with just flying by the seat of my pants and just going with whatever the audience will give me back, because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, every time it's different.
Every time.
That's awesome. So you also mentioned about like how it's very modern, but it's set in the 1700s. Would you say that your dress is like the costumes that you're wearing, is that modern, or is it?
It really depends on the character. Some characters, like Devin Weiser's character, she plays Beatrice in this piece. She has full-on boots and a good coat and a big hat, and very, very Elizabethan, very 1700s Venice type of thing. Where I wear is awesome shoes that I'm in love with, and I get to wear skinny jeans and a lacy top and a corset with like snakeskin on it. So it really depends on the character and what they're trying to get across to the as a caricature and everything like that. My character, she's gritty, she's witty, she's always moving. In the Portland world, we likened Truffaldina to a bike messenger. In a lot of ways, gritty, always on the move, always going. Not to say that bike messengers are gritty, but they're tough. They're tough. They have to be tough to bike around these streets.
Right.
And stuff like that.
Well, very cool. So we've heard that Truffaldina has some moves. So we have a song that we'd like to play and see if you'd be willing to show us some of your awesome moves.
Yes, absolutely. I can do that for you.
All right.